Hello, my fellow devotees, and welcome all you beautiful newcomers out there. You're watching the Indie Devotee Show. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Indie Devotee, the T-Man himself. I have finally returned. It has definitely been a while since I've uploaded a video of me doing anything commentary related, or this is the first time I'm doing anything in relation to a critique. It has definitely been some time, and I do apologize for the wait, but I kind of wanted to take a step back and just focus on the holiday season, Thanksgiving specifically, and help prepare for Christmas, which is coming up very soon. But I'm back, I've tuned up a few things, given my thumbnails a fresh new paint job. I hope you like them. And now it's time to jumpstart our latest video by talking about a fresh, spankin' indie racer. Horizon Chase Turbo, a throwback to the 90s arcade racing craze. Developed by Aquiris Game Studio, an indie development team based in Porto Alegre, Brazil. Inspired by classic titles like Top Gear, Outrun, and Lotus Challenge Turbo, this bad boy right here sports just about everything that made arcade-style racing games so memorable and addictively fun. High-octane gameplay, drifting tight corners, vibrantly stylish environments from cities to windy roads, and best of all, sweet jammin' tunes. Now, I've certainly dabbled into a number of arcade classics in the racing genre, especially back in the day when the arcade scene was still alive and wasn't the decaying fossil that it is now, mostly here in North America. I was all over these things, whether it be in the arcades and movie theaters, or even in my own home. Cruis'n World, Daytona USA, Need for Speed, you name it, I played it. One of my favorite racing games of all time is Burnout Revenge back on the Xbox 360. Boy, let me tell you, this was my jam back in the day. I spent countless hours just blazing through the streets, going bumper to bumper with the opposition, and my favorite part, causing all sorts of chaotic mayhem. This game encouraged you to be aggressive and cause as much collateral damage as inhumanly possible, and let me tell you, I was a tyrant on the streets of Burnout. But that was well over 13 plus years now. Other than the Mario Kart series, I haven't kept up with many other racing games. Most recent ones have just not been my personal taste, and I have never cared much for simulation racers like Gran Turismo and Forza. I need action, I need my blood to pump, I need thrill, I need excitement. And my hope was that HCT would deliver that. I was excited when the developers provided me this little gift, mostly because I'm a very small channel, and to receive something like this is truly an honor that I am deeply thankful for, and I certainly want to thank Aquiris Game Studio and Toy the Gamer for shouting me out on Twitter so that I could get a chance to look at this game. I've been itching for something a little more traditional with my arcade racers, so how does this one hold up? Is it worth your time? Is it worth any of your money? Well, why don't we press start and find out. Here's a look into Horizon Chase Turbo. Horizon Chase Turbo follows the standard race formula. Race and get to the goal. You have a set number of laps, sometimes 3, other times 4, and on rare occasions, only 1 lap. Once you cross the finish line, your timer is recorded and you're shown where you rank on leaderboards. You can even filter between friends only and worldwide. From the moment you boot up the game, your only available mode is World Tour, where you race across the globe in 12 different regions. From your starting point in California, travel across Chile, the developer's homeland of Brazil, all the way to Hawaii. Each region has a locale sporting anywhere from 2 to 3 courses, bringing the total number to a whopping 109 tracks. I absolutely loved the look and charm each track brought to the table. Despite boasting such a large number of courses, each one felt different and had a unique style. Even with the polygonal aesthetics, Aquiris did their best to make recreations of famous sites across the world, from the tree-laden forests of Sequoia National Park to the beautiful northern lights located in Iceland. The game as a whole is just gorgeous. I was admittedly blown away by how Aquiris took a retro design and not only HDified it, but made it look like one of the most colorful games I've seen so far. Lush green flora and fauna, breathtaking blue skies, and just look at how detailed that night sky is. It's amazing. Yeah, okay, so looking great is fine and all, but a game can look as pretty as it wants to, but it has to nail one very important aspect, and that's being fun. And thankfully, we can check another box off the list because Horizon Chase Turbo is one of the best arcade racing games I have played in a very, very long time. I'm not lying when I say HCT is addictively enjoyable. A joyous reminder of why we fell in love with arcade racing games back in the 90s. When I started up my first race, ignited those engines, I felt it, folks. The rush that you get as the clock counts down. My blood pumped, my grip on my controller tightened. I got that surge of energy just right before you get ready to burn rubber. Once the clock reached 0 and as soon as I took off, it felt like I was playing Cruis'n World on my N64 all over again. Minus all the flippity flips. Best of all, it's purely skill-based racing. No items, no shortcuts, just you, the other 19 racers on the track, a set number of nitros, and the open road. You have to win based on how well you perform. Can you crawl up from the bottom of the pack? Can you avoid bumping into other cars as much as possible? Do you dare hit that nitro right before you turn that tight corner, and is it worth it? You'll need to bring that A game if you want to clear that finish line and earn that gold trophy. Thankfully, the AI was challenging, but in the best kind of way. Balanced to where it never felt like it was unfair. It felt rewarding to boost just at the right time and squeeze past 2 cars trying to box me in. That's a hell of a thrill. Horizon Chase Turbo also has really smooth controls. Never once did I feel like my car was not in my control. Every corner I drifted, whenever I sped up, it just felt really good. If I messed up, I knew it was because I did something wrong. Maybe I boosted too soon or didn't make that turn at the right time. Oh, and we haven't even talked about the extra game modes and content that this game comes packed with. Horizon Chase Turbo has a surprisingly rich amount of replay value within the different modes that you can play, all the challenges they bring, and the extra cars you can unlock. Why don't we step inside and take a little gander? In World Tour, you'll come across these blue flag tokens. Oh yeah, we have collectibles. See, not only do you need to come in first place, collecting every token on the track is important too. Because if you do, you'll be rewarded with a super trophy. Oh, but wait! There's more. If you collect every super trophy in that region, you unlock that region's special car. Oh, and sweet lordy, the cars that you unlock in this game are sick. Most of them you can earn just by playing the game, but some do require that you get those super trophies or completing specific challenges. They're so worth it too. Each one has specific areas they excel in, obviously, but they all feel really fun to drive. I also love how they're based off licensed vehicles like Ferraris and Ford Mustangs, but have completely different names. My personal favorite is Haze, aka the not Lamborghini. The thing eats up my gas like nobody's business, but you want to talk about speed? Oh boy! Eventually, you'll unlock Championship Tournament Mode, which is the staple Grand Prix. Once you finish a race, you'll be given a certain amount of points based on what place you come in. Be the one with the highest points at the end, and you'll take the top spot on the winner's podium. Then you have Endurance Mode, which is just a longer version of Tournament Mode, and you choose between a tier of 12, 36, or racing in all 109 courses. Finally, we have a mode exclusive to Nintendo Switch and Xbox One, Playground Mode. You tackle a series of seasonal rotating challenges and attempt to aim for the top spot of the leaderboards. Sometimes you'll have time-based challenges, mirrored versions of stages, limited nitros, changing weather conditions, or they'll just completely remove the HUD altogether. I thoroughly enjoyed the challenges this mode presented. It kept mixing things up and adding a bit of spice to, admittedly, a game that already had a pretty good amount of content. Playground is just an icing on an already delicious cake. There is just so much to do in Horizon Chase Turbo. I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of content and just the experience and how rewarding it was to unlock all these extra modes and play through them. And when I crossed the finish line and I beat a time or maybe won a race that I really struggled with, it's a good feeling, you know? And I have to give it to Aquiris. They really nailed the nostalgia factor for this, but they also didn't depend on that to carry the game. On its own, it just stands as a really solid racing game, and you can tell that there was a lot of passion and heart put into this title. I haven't even talked about the game's soundtrack. Oh my goodness, it is fire. Aquiris went out of their way to get Barry Leach, the original composer for Top Gear and other arcade racing classics, to deliver some heavenly techno beats. In fact, the title screen theme is a cover of the title theme from Top Gear. God bless this man. This soundtrack is beautiful, and I am so happy that it is part of my playlist on my phone. It is really good. Honestly, I struggled to find just anything that I really didn't like about this game, and if I did, they were small little nitpicks. There were 2 issues, but again, most of those are general nitpicks if anything else, and I can't really say that there's too much about this game that's really bad. For most of my gameplay, Horizon Chase Turbo ran at a smooth, crisp 60 frames per second, though there were those occasional moments when I would restart races, for example, where it would dip in frame rate just a little bit, but nothing substantial. The only time I can think that the game ever heavily went down on me was when I crossed the finish line. It's this race right here, and then it just up and froze on me as it loaded up the results screen. Yeah, that was awkward. My biggest gripe though is the lack of online multiplayer. Other than leaderboards, there's no way to compete with friends online. Now, you can play with friends via local split screen multiplayer, which is nice, but for those of us who have friends in other parts of the world, namely me, it would have been nice to ride bumper to bumper with them in some online games. An oversight, yeah, but not a detriment that I can say completely ruined my experience. Horizon is packed with more than enough content to keep me and other racing game fans entertained. Between World Tour, tournaments, and playground mode, unique cars you can unlock, upgrade races to get you tweaks for your cars, it's really the complete package. I enjoyed this game so much, I went out of my way to 100% California on the first day Aquiris gave me the game. It's just that darn fun. If you're a fan of arcade racers, this might just be the one on the market that you need to get right now. Horizon Chase Turbo encompasses everything about old school racing games and yet still manages to stand great on its own. I'll confess, I've not played games like Top Gear and Lotus 2, but that's fine because you don't need to in order to appreciate just how wonderfully enjoyable HCT is. Slap that bad boy with the Indie Devotee seal of approval. Horizon Chase Turbo is easily the indie racer to own on your Nintendo Switch and Xbox One this year. There's no question about it. Horizon Chase Turbo packs both the quality and quantity needed to make a good game, and I have to really give it to Aquiris Game Studio. I was very impressed at just how much fun I had with this. From start to finish, I was just constantly going back and trying to beat my times and taking on the different challenges, playing through playground mode. I even took in a couple of tournaments in the tournament mode and tried to do those, and I just had a lot of genuine fun with this title, and I hope if you guys give it a shot that you will too. I definitely want to thank the developers again for giving me the free download code so I could look at this game, and again, thank you so much Toy the Gamer for shouting me out on Twitter and allowing me to be given a chance to show I genuinely have a passion for gaming, but especially for the indie scene, and I will never be able to put in words just how deeply appreciative I am for all of this. Well, that's just about gonna wrap it up for today's episode of the Indie Devotee Show. Thank all of you so much for watching. And if you would like to keep it locked here for more indie goodness and become a fellow devotee, just follow these little instructions right here. First, if you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and give a thumbs up and drop a like on the video. Let's also get some conversations flowing down in the comments section. I really want to know how all of you feel about Horizon Chase Turbo if you've played it. Are you interested in playing it now that you've seen this video? And go ahead and leave me some comments about the quality of my audio, my video, my commentary, Anything that you can give on feedback would be a gracious help to me, and it will help me to improve as I continue to make content for this channel. If you're new here and you want to become a devotee, simply smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to receive notifications for newly released episodes. You can follow me at any of the highlighted social media pages listed below. Did you miss an episode or maybe want to check out another playlist I have? Go ahead and click one of those two tabs and you'll be taken to the designated playlist or video. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I'm Tony, Mr. Indie Devotee, and stop by again the next time you feel the need for speed. This was actually much harder to do with the headphones on than any of you realize. I just want you to know that. I almost poked my eye out.
That's a wrap.